Good afternoon, gang. Chris, Sales Talk with Chris, salestalkwithchris@gmail.com. All right, so question of the day yesterday was the takeaway sale. How does that work? Are you for it, against it? Have you tried it successfully, unsuccessfully? So I remember back in the days, over 20 years ago, man. That's a long time. And so the store I worked at, they were rebuilding the Porsche store, so they had merged the sales. So all these sales guys could go sell Porsches and vice versa. And I remember taking that up one day. The guy shows up with a SL55 AMG. Nice car at the time for sure. And he's like, oh, I'm looking at a Porsche. I'm like, great. So we're walking the lot. We stopped by a 911 C4S. It's a pretty pricey car at the time. I think it was the 991 that just had come out. And the guy, first thing out of his mouth really is, do you have any lease special on these? And I kind of lost my footing for a second. And I'm like, well, sir, I don't know. Do you want to buy an automobile or do you want to buy a Porsche? And the guy goes like, hey, what do you mean? I'm like, well, you see this crest here. The crest on the hood represents the birth of sports car in the world. And so there's two type of things. There's a Porsche and then there's automobiles. No matter how good they are, like an SL55 or whatever, a Porsche is a Porsche. I mean, that's just a different animal. And so, no, sir, I'm sorry, there's no lease special. And the guy is like looking at me like I just like kick him in the, you know what? And he's like, well, so how do I go about of getting one? I'm like, well, we're gonna test drive one, and I can tell you it's gonna be above $2,000 easy. On the lease, and say, oh my gosh, no, I got a lease special on the SL55, and it's less than that. I'm like, sir, if it's not the car for you, I'm sorry, it's just not the car for you. I totally understand. Everybody has a budget. And the guy obviously had some money, so he took offense of that. He's like, no, you know what? Let's go test drive it. Let's go test drive it. And guess what? It was a takeaway sale, right? If it's not for you, it's not for you. I'm sorry, right? I mean, there's just those things happen. And of course, we went to test drive the car and we slapped him. I can't remember. It was above 2K a month. And I mean, in early 2000, that was a lot of money. But the guy got the car and had a big smile on his face when he drove off with his big lease payment. So that's the takeaway sale. That was just an example. I'm for it. Making this run a little long, I apologize. But I also remember when you and the Nation was at the head of Audi back in the 2000, even Scott Skill, after he took over from Johan, they will in the national meeting, they will actually say, you know what, an Audi is not for everybody. And he's right. They were both right. Some vehicles are just not for everybody. So as the supply of vehicles kind of dwindle down or cars gets more expensive, I think we shouldn't be afraid to do a takeaway sale. That you do it on your own, that you ask your manager if you can do it, or if your manager tells you to do it. That's all internal sauce. And if you have a dealership and you want me to stop by and consult with you, sure, no problem. That's what I'm here for, right? You know how to reach me. So that was my take on the takeaway sales. And I'll talk to you later this week, guys. Wish you happy selling, of course, as always, and talk to you soon. Bye.